So what about you guys? Because I knew you guys when I was in high school, and I knew you guys were picky about your coffee. I knew that. And then all of a sudden, FreshGround Roasting just kind of happened. I mean, how did that start up?
Yeah. So, at the time I was kind of looking at a couple of different things to do for various reasons in my life. And I thought about opening a coffee shop, which is a great business, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of work. And somebody said to me, they said, you need to think about putting a roaster in your coffee shop. And I'm like, oh, that's so much money and so much learning curve and all that stuff. I don't really want to do it. And then I started thinking, I thought, well, what if I just did the roasting part and left the coffee shop part on the side for a little bit and kind of looked at it and hemmed and hawed about it and said, yeah, that make a lot of sense. So then we were still arguing about who was going to get up at 4:00 in the morning to make coffee at a coffee shop. And I decided if I get into roasting, we ended that argument. So, and then on top of that, like a lot of the stuff I like to tell people, the coffee that we get, the beans and stuff like that, we use a model that we like to call direct trade, which is not like fair trade. It's a little more nebulous term than that. But basically what we do is we work directly with farmers and with organizations that are on the ground in coffee growing countries, working with those farmers, helping them become more profitable and giving them long-term clients that are going to buy their coffee consistently. So a couple of the exciting things that we've been able to do, I mean, it's been 10 years, but even just over the last couple of years, we've moved into a spot where we work with a company called the Honduran Coffee Alliance in Honduras. It's a missions organization, but they also make money by trading coffee because they're in Honduras. There's a lot of coffee growing there, and they have connections back in the States with, like me, that they can sell their coffee. So they put us in touch with a couple of farmers. We were able to get the entire crop this year and most of the crop last year from a woman named Maria Barahona, who lives down there. She and her husband, they both have farms right next to each other. And we've been able for 2 years in a row to buy their whole crop of coffee, which is, just a little thing seems like, but for them, that's a customer that's able to buy from them consistently year over year. So
supporting families
in coffee growing countries that really have some challenges. We did the same thing basically this upcoming year, not to that quite at that extent, but in Ethiopia dealing with another farm there as well. So we're pretty excited about that model of how it not only is it really, really good coffee from small farm holders, but it definitely has an impact on those communities around the world. So we're pretty stoked about being able to do that kind of stuff.
You know exactly where it's coming from and who you're supporting.
Right.
Exactly. It looks so cool. Reading up,
but that's what we do. We roast, we sell coffee online to people like you. I know you're drinking our coffee now. I don't know how much of a coffee drinker you were before, but you are now. And then we actually supply a lot of cafes and restaurants and camps and bakeries and all that kind of stuff as well. So that's kind of our main thing.
That's so cool. It's so cool to read the background of a bean, basically. Yep. What parts of the world they come from, the elevation heights. I mean, you guys get really into it. It's really, really cool.
Well, and during the whole COVID thing, Eric produced a program where you can kind of take a coffee class online, and you can learn where it comes from, the growing regions, how it gets from crop to cup, and you can take a little course and learn even more about coffee. It used to be classes that we would have here, and then when nobody could come here, he put it all online and, to educate people about it. So,
yeah, that's so cool.
So, it's a lot of fun stuff.